everyone. Today we are having another session with Srinivasan Kalyanaraman sir. We don't need special introduction to him, but I'm giving a little introduction. He finished PhD, and he is also the director at Saraswati Research Center. Good evening, sir. How are you today?
Namaskaram.
Okay, sir. I'm giving the panel to you. Today we are having this session. Gonur Tepe, Sarasvati-Sindhu inscription links. So, panel is give to you, sir.
Okay, namaskaram.
Sir, panel is yours. Start.
Yeah. Okay. Choose any slides. Saraswati Namastubhyam Arade Kamarupini Dhyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavati Mesada.
Sir, are you getting the screen?
Yeah, okay. Litt Tepe, Sarasvati-Sindhu inscription links. See, the remarkable feature of the induscript tradition is that the parallel imageries have been found almost all over Europe. Dated from 3rd millennium to 1st millennium before Common Era, also even during the Common Era. So this remarkable continuity and extensive spread of the idea of Saraswati-Sindhu civilization, signified through these inscriptions of the Indus script, is a remarkable feature which has got to be understood. So this is not a mere prayer. This is a trade link, economic activity. People moving all over the place, maritime travels, riverine travels, and across a very vast terrain, the Bronze Age was celebrated. Now we know with the discoveries in Tamil Nadu area, from places like Shivagalai, Mailadambarai, Adichanallur, Mailadurai, that the Indian Iron Age civilization seems to be contemporaneous with the Bronze Age civilization. So which means there's a distinct possibility that the Saraswati-Sindhu civilization was not merely a Bronze Age civilization, but also an Iron Age civilization, making it a truly Metals Age. So the chronology of the Stone Age moving into the Chalcolithic phase and then into the Bronze Age may have to be reconsidered now. It could be a movement from Stone Age into the Metals Age, including copper, discovery of tin, discovery of bronze, and discovery of iron, creation of alloys, and invention of steel, ironwork. So we seem to have a total revolution in the industrial activities of a variety of number of nations. So we have got to rethink the chronology and the significance of the Saraswati-Sindhu civilization findings. Now look at this picture. The imagery of a markhor or an ibex is so vivid with the curved horns of a ram. It's a signature tune of the civilization. Menda is a ram. Meda is a yagna. Meda is dhanam, wealth. So this was symbolizing the wealth creating activities of the people of Eurasia. Next, please. Look at the objects that have been found in Litt Tepe, Gonur Tepe. Most of them are bronze, copper-based objects. Some of them could also be other alloys of copper plus zinc, which could have created the brass. Of course, copper plus tin creating bronze. There could also be iron pyrites involved in some of these metallic objects. So a very detailed metallurgical analysis of these objects will be a significant improvement in our understanding of how the Metals Age transformed the lives of people and created a new way of living in large communities. Next, please. The most significant visual language is that of the unicorn in front of a standard device. Here's a pectoral M1656 for Mohenjo-daro, which shows that one pot with overflowing water. That's it. This can be read in by words. Lo is an overflowing pot. Khanda is a pot. Lo is overflowing pot. Together, Lo Khanda means iron. Lo Khanda is iron equipment. Metalware. Loha could be the copper or could be metal. Now our understanding is Loha represents copper. But in the context of the fusion of the copper age and the iron age, Loha could also be just metal, could also be iron. So Lo Khanda is iron metalware. Lo Khanda is a remarkable expression in Marathi language, and this word is found in many other languages too. So this Lo Khanda imagery is also seen in a number of artifacts in Mesopotamia, where the overflowing pot is held by Gudya and other dignitaries of the civilization in front of their divinities. And we have to understand that this unicorn symbol is very clearly marked with the throat is highlighted, the pannier or the double bag on the shoulder is highlighted, the belly is highlighted, the thigh is highlighted, and one horn is identified and the ear of the animal is identified. And in front of it is the standard device. This is the composition. On top is the lathe, at the bottom is the portable furnace, and there are some dotted circles decorating the bottom container, churning container. All these are words in Meluha language. Meluha is the Desi Bhasha or the guild speech of the artisans of the civilization. So those who are able to understand each imagery of this pectoral M1656 and be able to clearly see that the inscription seems to display a maritime cargo manifest of seafaring activities of the people. The standard device itself could be a sangada, a jangad. Jangad in Portuguese is a dhow with the two boats joined together, two cargo boats joined together. Sangada, joining of parts. Then that top part to the left is Kunda. Kundan is gem setter. Kundana is fine gold. Bottom container is Kantala. Just as the pannier on the shoulder of the animal is Kantala. Is a double bag. Then the throat is highlighted. Melaka is throat. Melaka is company. The face of the animal looks like a goat. Bleka, Melako, copper company, copper Melaka. Melaka itself would have been derived from Melaka, throat. Melaka company, copper company. Here, Kara, blacksmith. Lo Khanda, Kara, blacksmith. Honda is a young bull. Honda is a circular hamlet, like the ones that we found in circular working platforms of Harappa. So there seems to be some signifier of the activity of an industrial scale that was taking place in these hill communities. The belly of the animal is also very clearly indicated as a peta, could be a fada, a metal manufactory. Similarly, the tanga, the thigh, tanka, metal coin, tankashala, a mint. So mint activity, guild activity, maritime activity, seafaring, and involving metal work. This seems to be the combination of visual symbols signified by the Meluha induscript graphemes of the skilled language of the artisans and seafaring merchants. The dotted circle is a very different story altogether. It's got its own elaboration because it occurs in incredible number of inscriptions. The dotted circle, even on ivory tokens, as we have seen here. Next, please. Now, the dotted circle is also seen on the comb. How can it be? Kana is a dotted circle. Kana is a drop. Angi is a comb. Kanga is a portable furnace. So the Danta, the Kamsi, the comb, itself seems to be a signifier of the metalwork related to that dotted circle. If it's a drop, Kana, Kana means wealth, goods, possessions. So some kind of a wealth creating activity that seems to be taking place here. Then even the fish eyes are supposed to be referred to, and they are picturized orthographically with a dotted circle in the eye. So fish eye are supposed to be a major import from Meluha into Mesopotamian region. What are these fish eyes? Fish eye seems to be some kind of metal infusion signified by this dotted circle. Pota. Pota is metal infusion. Potaraju. Potadara. Potru. Purifier priest. Shraf, who are able to distinguish different metals coming into the treasury. So some signifier related to wealth, some wealth ledger keeping seem to be indicated by this visual language of symbols and the material on which these are depicted. Next, please. The beautiful symbol of a Tabarna Mantana, a 5-petal flower, is Tagaraka. Tagaraka is a fragrant flower, jasmine flower. Tagara means tin. So the tin seems to be a very major resource that gets signified even as a comb, which is disposing of Kana, drop, Kana, wealth, goods, possessions. So it seems to be an indicator of wealth created from the tin resource. And this symbol of this Tagaraka occurs also on a metal object, an axe. How come? The relative material, somehow the artisan who is creating a writing system seems to signify some importance related to this particular resource of tin resource, Tagara. That because adding tin to copper creates bronze. Bronze Age revolution begins. So it becomes a hard metal. Copper can now becomes usable. You are able to create weapons, implements, tools, and metalware. So this seems to have a very significant economic impact on the life activities of the people. Next, please. So we are trying to understand the visual language. Why are these dotted circles being shown? It has had some importance. We are now attempting to pin down this dot within a circle. Vrita is a circle. Vattam is a profession. Is it a smelter profession? Dhatu, Vrita. Dhatu, a fibrous filament. What is going on here? Is it Pota Vritti or Pota Dara? We do not know. We are only making guess at this point in time. But based on the language resources that are available from the language repertoire of the Meluhan speakers, who are found in almost all the Indian languages, 25 plus languages, from the Indian lexicon, we are able to draw a number of words which seem to match with the significance attached to the dotted circle. Next, please. Same is the case with the swastika. Swastika, Nilsson of the Library of Congress has done a phenomenal research on the swastika symbol. How did it become so important in entire Eurasia? It would appear that it indicates some kind of a resource, a material. There is a word called Jasta in Hindi, Satvu in Kannada, Sattva. It signifies both the swastika symbol and also zinc, Sattva, pewter, combination of zinc plus other oxides. So this appearance of this swastika symbol and also another seal in Gonur Tepe showing a harrow and a rice plant. We have seen that the rice plant signifies a kolmi, kolmo, sounding what? Kolmi, smiti. Harrow is meda, rough harrow. Meda is yagna. Meda is iron. Med in Slavic languages is copper. Something related to metal, some metal work, some smiti work, some work where the zinc is added to copper, create bronze. This seems to be the indicator of this visual language, which has been transmitted from Sarasvati-Sindhu area into Gonur Tepe or Tepe. Next, please. Now let's go into the details of the symbols. We have seen that harrow meant meda, then olmo, rice plant, kolmi, smithy forge, then the word medeth, iron, then med in Slavic languages, copper. So some work related to forging, smithy work, and wealth accounting seems to be taking place. Next, please. Now, a fantastic seal has been found, not in Sarasvati-Sindhu area, but the Gonur Tepe, Taksha civilization area. How come? And all the symbols on top, stressed script, together with the elephant, are induscript symbols. How come? Can each of these symbols be analyzed? Yes. They can all be read. The context of the metalwork resources, maritime trade, workshop activity, and even a very curious symbol that is created as the last but one item of the symbol, stress script. So something like a crucible on fire, something like fiery activity that takes place on small little crucible vessel. Next, please. Total depressive, each one of the signs has been analyzed. We can go through it in great leisure. The two apostrophes, double stroke, double quote, is a splinter. Sal, a splinter. Sal, a workshop. What type of workshop is it? Yes, aya, fish. Yes, Allah metal workshop. Then on top of it there is a lid, mukha, lid. Muha, ingot, furnace produce. So like this, we are able to identify each symbol, the ligatures of each of these symbols, and be able to read them from the speech. Meluka, Milakku, speech. Meluha, speech. Then the typical symbol of the liquid measure, Ranku is a liquid measure, which is carried by the Shu Ilishu cylinder seal, where the trading carries a liquid measure. Ranku is a liquid measure. Symbol sounding word is Ranku. Tinor. We have seen rice plant, Kolmo, then the famous sign 342, which is the rim of a jar, Karana. Karana is trade. Karana is accounting. Karana is accounting system, according to the Kalyanaraman of Tamil language. So now we seem to have a very reasonably consistent reading. Now look at the elephant itself. Elephant is Iba, Kariba, Ib, iron, Ivakundram in Tamil. Ib is a railway station near Rourkela on the Nagpur-Howrah line. Ib, iron. Ibbo, merchant. He is an iron merchant, signified by the elephant. And sometimes the elephant also has a truff in front of it. The truff is a fitting truff. Pattar is a goldsmith. Goldsmith guild. Atudu. So now we can see the pattern of organization of the artisans, the seafaring merchants, metalwork merchants, engaging in their trade activity, documenting them. So we seem to have an enormous resource of 9,000 plus inscriptions, which can unravel the economic history of this civilization area, which has got contacts between Sarasvati-Sindhu civilization and entire Eurasia. Next, please. Now look at it. Another remarkable three heads joined together. In this case, these are heads joined together on that of a hawk, a hyena, an eagle. This seems to have incredible amount of importance. Hyena is a hawk. Hyena is a Vajra thunderbolt. Hyena. Iba, elephant. Ib, iron. Bow merchant. On one side, elephant is shown. On the other side, an eagle is shown. Thunderbolt. Hawk. You have seen the Harappa seals with the picture of a hawk or an eagle. And on the other side, a fire altar. It's like a plus sign, as you see on the Taksha door entry. The plus sign with a dot in the middle. And the text script on some of these inscriptions also can be read in the context of the induscript graphics. So there seems to be some consistent documentation related to wealth creating activities of the artisans and seafaring merchants operating from the Sarasvati civilization area into Eurasia, into Gonur Tepe. Next, please. Hyena is an eagle, hawk. This word, ahan, asan, asani, becomes ahan, means iron. Ahan is to attack. Ahangar is here ironsmith in Pashto language and also in Kashmir. Ahangar. So comes a symbol of power, Hyena. The double eagle of Taksha, the double eagle of the Ganda Beruda tradition in South India, and the double eagle tradition all over Europe, signifying power. So seems related to the arrival of the metals age of work by Ahangar creating weapons, implements, tools. Next, please. Now, we have a remarkable imagery that of a monkey. This monkey image is found not only in the Sarasvati-Sindhu area, but also in Greece. And these artifacts that have been displayed here. Why? Why is monkey so important? Kutaru is a monkey. Kutaru is an armorer. So the metalwork of the Ahangar is specialized by this Kutaru to create an armory of weapons. The saffron is delivered, which is actually delivery of a metalwork weaponry. This is significance of the appearance of number of monkeys on the Shalamaneser 3 black obelisk, a huge towering pillar with inscriptions showing the tributes paid to Shalamaneser by people of Mari. Where this Mari is, we do not know. So we can only make a guess. But it is the reason because these monkeys are shown there, unicorn is shown there, a buffalo is shown there, an antelope is shown there, elephant is shown there, camel is shown there as tributes. How can the animals be tributes? Even a monkey dressed like a woman becomes a tribute. Ratni is a woman dressed like a monkey. A monkey dressed like a woman. Ratni means Ratna Datamam. The firework that relates to the creation of wealth through Ratnas, gems. Next, please. Kayastha is a Sena, is a Senapati. Kayastha is in the Puranic legends referred to as the assistant of Chitragupta, of Yama. Kayastha is a guild, he is a scribe, he is a merchant. They are a guild of merchants employed in the writing systems. They are also ahamdara, smith, blacksmiths, Pashto language. Kayastha, celebrated in the Khajuraho temples, Chitragupta Mandiram, and also the Varaha statue, monolith, all related to this wealth creating activities of the metal workers. Next, please. This is the evidence for the word Kutaru monkey, Kutaru armorer. You can go through the documentation and the source. How do you read it? It's self-explanatory. So that means this visual language was a mechanism for communicating some life activity, some economic activity related to creating some new material using new resources that became available during the Bronze Metals Age. Next, please. We have seen that person, the great priest. Similar statues have been found in Mundigak. Similar seating arrangement, similar pattern of sitting with one bent right knee and wearing a shawl, and also wearing fillet on the forehead and a shawl decorated with the trefoils and dotted circles. They are all symbolic. They seem to have some importance to given to this person who was made into a statue. It was of some importance. It could be a priest, it could be a guild master, it could be a person who taught them new mechanisms for creating a column, an account system. You don't know. You only make a guess in the archaeological context. Next, please. This is the priest statue of a nobleman of the early area in Mohenjo-daro. Very precise, very categorical. Unfortunately, the head is missing. This could have been comparable to the head of the Mohenjo-daro priest, wearing a trefoil on his forehead. Maybe he was also wearing some kind of a fillet on his forehead. I don't know. But there is technical literature available which indicates that some kind of a mystical ceremony was taking place to celebrate these persons who are creating a yagna and creating new wealth using firework. Next, please. See, look at the fillets. One priest of Mundigak wears a fillet which has got a flow shape. A flow. Condom. Condom is a flow water. Condom. Equipment. So he could be a particular Rutrija, a particular priest. There are about eight priests involved in the ceremony as indicated in the bacteria similar ways. 8 of them. One could be a Ritij, one could be a Potru, the third could be a Brahman, the fourth could be a Subramanya. The number of them, they've all been identified in literature. Now we can try to match them with the pictures. Next, please. Now look at this great priest from Mohenjo-daro. I submit he is a purifier priest, Putradhara, because the fillet he is wearing is a dot, circle. Pottu is a bead, gold bead. Pottu means a hole. Putradhara is daram, is a thread binding this bead to his forehead. And he also wears the same kind of a fillet on the right hand shoulder, which is left bare. Left, there's totally on the left, right shoulder bare. So now look at the material that has been found. We have found different types of fillets. One is a straight rod, another is a flow, another could be the one that is wearing that this one of the priest is wearing. They are all gold. There were also rings that were given, which were worn on the wrists, are like bracelets. There could also be writing pens to write on metal. Next, please. Now, We can see why there are darker circles on the standard device. Here is a replica of a standard device made of ivory. So that means it had become symbolic of some activity, some maritime activity. It could signify a sangadam, a double canal, carrying these darker circles which are health resources goods transported across. And there could also be, as shown, the kunda on top, Litt, kundan is fine gold, kundana is gem setting. So gem setting workers, goldsmiths, and people working with metalware engage in trade activity, maritime trade activity. Next, please. So now we can see that these visual language symbols are meaningful. Every one of these symbols can be read like a sprout. Puru is a sprout. Puru means a bar of metal. Bar of metal became an ingot, as proved by Paul Yule in the metallurgical tradition of India. So that means you are able to clearly match the symbols with the pictorial word, the picture word, and similar sounding word which signifies Puru, sprout. Similar sounding word, Puru, bar of metal. So we are able to relate it to the life activity of the metal workshops, smelters, professionals working in smith and forgers of metal, creating metalware. Next, please. So that's why I'm presenting this visual imagery so that we understand the possible connection between the visual imagery and the repertoire of words, the glossary of words of Meluga, which we are able to gather together from the Indian lexicon of 24 plus languages and pull them together, present them as a logical clusters of words which can signify wealth resource activities, economic resource activities, the documentation of accounting system. Next, please. So now we are able to create an accounting system, a smelter account, a smithy forge account, a metal casting account. Every one of these words, element, dhatu, dhavat, smelter, dhav is a fiber, could be the dot in the written circle, dhavrita, dhavad, vatta, circle, circumference, dhavatta, dhavad, smelter. That could be an explanation. There could be others. I am only presenting these possibilities to match the symbols with the words drawn from the Meluga repertoire, trade repertoire. So it seems to be a trade glossary that we are able to derive from these visual language inscriptions. Next, please. Metal workshop, blacksmith, blacksmithing, smelter, smelting. Again and again, we seem to have a core semantic clustering taking place around this Bronze Age activity, Metal Age activity. So there is a remarkable consistency in this one semantic category of metalwork, wealth creating activity, economic activity that seems to have the ability to explain every one of these graphemes, graphic symbols, graphic words, and similar sounding words. Rebus principle. Next, please. Ingots, metal implements, metal castings, the book. So an accounting system which is signified by a karana, the rim of a jar, gets amplified by that comb-like, E-like sign, which seems to be a demo, Kannada. Kannada is a scrawling, writing. That E, that seems to have some signifier of a demo account. Some accounting systems taking place. As very beautifully rendered in Puranadu text in Tamil by that famous phrase, Uyum Vadum Tondriya Pinnar, Ayyar Yatana Karanam Enba. When falsehood and deception took place, people had to invent an accounting system, the scholars invented an accounting system to have a control over the trading activity. by the artisans. And to control that there is no blemish in their trading activity, it must be ethically controlled, it will be fair, and there should be no lying. So there will be proper documentation. That seems to be the purpose of the accounting system. So the induscript seems to be an accounting system as visualized by the great scientific advisor, Subrayappa, who brought me into this field of studying the induscript. Was the scientific advisor to the Prime Minister of India at that time in 1980s. Next, please. IS, metallic ores, trunk coating and others, copper, and IS, alloy metal, ingots, implements, and then is documented in a workshop. So these seems to be signified in the writing system. So if a person who is now creating an accounting control system uses the documentation as a control mechanism for their life activities and trade activities, wealth creating activities. Next, please. Bartering activities. Barter, you exchange, vrittam, parivrittam, paravartam. So they all seem to be metallic vartaka words, merchant words. Merchandise, glossary, trade, commerce, metalwork, products, metals, implements, instruments, metalware. As we have seen very beautiful photographs published 100 years ago by John Marshall. Finds from Samudaro, finds from Mohenjo-daro, Harappa. They are all signifiers of great wealth creating activities of industrial scale that was taking place, as you have seen from the 4+ working platforms in Harappa. Working platforms are circularly bricks are laid out, and they have workshops. Working platforms. Next, please. So bronze, IS, Kannada, accounting daybook, Kamsa, bronze, Kanchu, bronze, Kamsa, Kanchu, similar sounding words. So you could have fine modifications in pronunciation, but the core word seems to be Kamsa, Kanga, Kamsa, Kamsa, Kamsa. KNGSA, KMCSA, Karadi, Turner, Kannada daybook, Turner's daybook. So the device in front of the unicorn could also be a daybook. Kannada. Next, please. So ivory, inscription, artisan's workshop, daybook account. In fact, Mohenjo-daro, John Marshall called it a seal, a cylinder seal on an ivory token. But there were ivory tokens where they were written. Script was documented. Documenting accounting work, ledger work, metal work. Daybook. Next, please. Workshop tools, pots and pans, metalware. Next, please. Again, same kind of continuity of activity. Guards, metal equipment, smelter, supercargo account. Supercargo is the merchant responsible on the boat for the cargo that he is carrying. He is a treasury guard. He has got to guard this material before the bartering takes place in Mesopotamia or any other place. There could have been exchanges between South India and North India. South India and Sarasvati-Civilization area. It could have taken place just as Marshall assumed that polar goldfields are supplying gold. Copper is coming from K3 mines. Tin was coming from Mekong Delta. Iron was coming from South India. Zinc was coming from Savar mines. Next, please. Same daybook accounts. So we are able to consistently explain the inscription, read the inscription symbol by symbol, word by word, and document how the precise accounting system was emerging. So don't count the 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. They are number words. 2 is Dula, Dul metal casting. It's not a count of 2, it's Dula, 2, there, Dul metal casting. Next, please. Same with this word, Ayas, Aya. Aya is fish. Ayas, alignment. And that lead at the top of it, Muha. Muha. Furnace produce. Go through the word and meanings taken from the lexicons. Next, please. So consistently, we are able to see that bar of metal indicated by that sprout seems to be an ingot used for creating some kind of a metalwork resource workshop. So we have also created an axe or a mattock. Next, please. So the consistency with which we are able to see these inscriptions and the components of these inscriptions, which are visual representations of words, of the language, of the artisans, the Bukhari speech of the Milaku, Elfa, Melaka, Copper company activities. Next, please. That famous E sign, the comb sign, Kannada sign, daybook sign, followed by the rim of jar, Karana, trade, and the spine. Kana is a spine. Kana is wealth, goods, possessions. And Ayas, alloy metal. Alloy metal wealth, traded in the recorded in the daybook. That's it. Consistently, very simple transmissions of messaging taking place. A documenting and accounting control system. Next, please. Same thing. Kana, backbone, spine. Kana, wealth, possession, goods. Karana, rim of a jar. Karana, trade. Karana, dispatch. Karana, merchant. Trade. Accounting, scribe. Also. Bharata. Next, please. Bharata is a alloy. Bharatanche Bande, what? Alloy metals. Bar of metals. Next, please. Now we can see the iron, the ivory tokens carrying these inscriptions. They're all readable. They're all messaging systems. They're all inscriptions related to life activities of people. Daybook accounting of a turner, of a merchant, of an artisan, of a workshop. Then the cargo man, the steersman, the boatman carries it on for trade. So trading, commerce, barter transactions, recording the documentation of these in simple terms that constitute the induscript. Next, please. Smithy Forge, you've seen this before. Same story. Again and again, we can recapitulate each word, each symbol, each grapheme. There are 4 plants coming out of one watery field, or there could be some divisions indicated in a square with a number of squares in between. Kannada divisions, Kannada equipment, implements, instruments, civil sounding word. Next, please. Again, the ivory inscription, which we can go through at leisure. Next, please. Again, another inscription. You have seen it before. Next, please. Another inscription with those divisions on either side, framing the documentation. Something is going on here. Why that particular sign, which shows like the village worn by the priest, Posadara? What is going on here? There's some kind of a documentation of wealth creating activity stringing together these symbols, stringing together the words, stringing together a message, an accounting message. Next, please. Gem setting. Next, please. Just for visual presentation, we can see the summary. Next, please. Again, number of inscriptions on ivory tokens. Next, please. Ivory sticks. Ivory sticks, inscriptions, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa. Next, please. Same category, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, ivory stick inscriptions. Next, please. Next, please. More ivory inscriptions. More inscriptions. More inscriptions. And now the famous device. Now a cylinder seal, indicating some animals. Each can be read, documenting a metals manufacturing. Fada, cobra hood. Fada is a cobra hood. Fada is metals manufacturing. Patada, patada in Telugu. Smithy forge. Next, please. Ivory stick inscriptions. Next, please. Again, ivory inscriptions. Next, please. Ivory stick inscriptions have all been categorized and documented with such incredible precision by archaeologists. I have written up all the resources and the sources from which each can be tested out, checked out, to see what it contains and what documentation it provides us. Next, please.
Sir, the presentation is completed.
Yeah. So now, I think we will say end the session with this message.
Do you want to end this,
It
sir,
will be a
or do you want
wrong
to continue
approach to
another one?
decipherment. So I think we'll end the session. I just talk for about 10 minutes and we can end this session today, because what we have to understand is very clearly, the inscription should not be isolated from the imagery. Just reading the test script saying that's inscription is incorrect. Every picture of an animal, a bird, a flower, a petal must be explained, because they are all visual language components. If the explanation is not there, the decipherment is not complete. That is the idea of the visual language system. Same thing applied in the ivory tokens of Egypt. Either hieroglyphic system, rebus system. That is the early stage where people wanted to communicate. The messaging method was devised. So to start reading alphabets and reading poetry into it will be a cop-out. because it's avoiding the careful, diligent study of each symbol, each variant in the symbol, each ligature attached to the symbol, each animal, each fine descriptions of animal. Unicorn is just not only a young animal. It's got one horn, it's got a ear, it's got a throat to be signified, it's got a pannier on the shoulder, its belly is signified, its thigh is signified. Every one of these components has to be explained. The device in front of it has to be explained. Number of components, top component, bottom component, then the dotted circles around. Every one of these symbols are meaningful. If this meaning is not understood, that means our disbursement is not complete. So that's why I again want to emphasize the significance of this presentation of the number of inscriptions found in the early stages of Mohenjo-daro on ivory sticks and cylinder seals, and the number of pictures found all over Europe of that of a Sena, the hawk, or the elephant in Gonur Tepe. All these are signifiers. The trading activity documenting taking place. That is the purpose of an epigraph. That is why we call them the earliest inscriptions of the world. Dated from 3300 BCE, the earliest inscription was found in a potsherd in Harappa. Only later the ivory tokens are found in Abydos in Egypt, 2200. Whether they are contemporary or not, we do not know, we can make a guess. But it appears as though the earliest writing system relates to the pottery inscription that was found on a potsherd from Harappa, specifically archaeologically dated to 3300 before Common Era. This is the earliest writing system we have been able to find. And this symbolic representation finds its expression all over Europe. All material, all kinds of material. The inscriptions are written on metal objects themselves. How come? They were working with metal. They were metal workers. So that was the source that was available to them. They were created copper plates, documented them on copper plates. They were not writing poetry on copper plates. They were documenting their wealth resource activities. So this is able to explain how Angus Madison was able to arrive at a conclusion that until the 17th century, India was the largest economy of the world, constituting to between 25 to 17% of the world GDP. How did it happen? For thousands of years from the third millennium, they were working with variety of resources, wood resources, metal resources, cotton resources, silk resources, textiles, woodwork, carpentry, smithy, forge, metalwork, metalware. All these contributed to wealth creation activity. This is the sum and substance of the industry decipherment. With this, I want to submit that we continue the study of these 9,000 inscriptions step by step and see if there's a consistency in the semantic clustering of the accounting system that can be derived from these inscriptions. Maybe there could be other messages also communicated. At this point in time, we are able to see a significant correlation between the metalwork, carpentry work, textile work, silk activity, gemstone activity, engraving activity that's taking place as a writing system, and engaging in water activity of trade. So the trade documented archaeologically and in texts of the Sumerian tablets. Similar tablets unfortunately have not been found in the Sarasvati-Sindhu civilization area or Indian sites. Maybe we find them later. We don't know. As of now, we don't have that kind of large repertoire of tablets containing cuneiform texts. But they seem to indicate that work was carrying on, trade was carried on from Meluha. You have seen Melaka. It's a company. Copper company, Melako company. Melako copper, Melaka. Copper company was creating this wealth. This Meluha was a trading area. Melaka is the word which yields the word Meluha. Meluhaki is the word used in that famous cylinder seal of the Meluha merchant. translator. Shu Ilishu is the translator. He is from Mesopotamia. He had to have a translator. He was the translator of Meluha language into the Mesopotamian, Akkadian, Sumerian languages. So now, language was not a barrier. Trade was growing because material was required. That created opportunities for fighting, opportunities for dominating control over areas. So that dominance was possible because of the arrival of the resources of metals. No doubt. So this is the sum and substance of the discovery of an economic history that can be documented using these 9,000 plus inscriptions of the Indus. Dhanyavad. Namaskaram.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm now closing this section for today. We will meet in the next week.
We'll continue next session. Namaskaram.
Namaskar, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.